Hello everyone and welcome back to my Fallout Wasteland Warfare playthrough, and we have made it to the finale of Season 2. Almost 3-month long season, one episode a week. It will be 3 months actually in total if there's any kind of Halloween video. It's probably not going to be a canon story, but I'll do something silly for Halloween just because the season ended a bit early. The Season 1 ran over Halloween, so we had a mid-season kind of non-canon Halloween special. I feel like doing something like that again, so whether or not it will be canon, it will depend on what I think for it. But either way, today we are here and we are ready to see how the season ends. We are ending the season with 666 caps, which I'm sure isn't a terrible thing, and we are ending the season with +3 Brotherhood Reliance, and that has decided which version of the finale we are doing. If you're curious what version of the finale we could have done but didn't, I'll be releasing the notes I wrote up for this season like I did for the first season. It'll be on Patreon, but it'll be a post available to everybody. You won't have to pledge money to see it. Somewhere down the line, probably a week or two after I've finished uploading this and it goes live and whatnot. But because we ended the season with 3 or more Brotherhood Reliance, something has happened. And there's no time to actually do the settlement mode stuff. There is no time to do upgrading, spending, or anything like that. So we're going to jump straight into the overview and then we'll talk about the specifics. We'll come back to the team here. Quest name, Lost Hope. There is nothing to gain from a win, but there is everything to lose on a loss. Quest overview. More and more of the settlement has been taken over by the Brotherhood of Steel. It's starting to feel less like a home and more like a barracks. This is confirmed when the commanding officer declares that the settlement is being converted to a forward base of operations for future advances into NCR territory. A polite no won't suffice. The Brotherhood have grown too comfortable here, and after being relied on so much, if they're going to leave, it has to be by force. So there we have it. The Brotherhood has decided to try and annex New Hope, and we can't be having that. So everybody is preparing to defend themselves and drive the Brotherhood off. They can take their robot if they want, but they can't stay here. Incidentally, congratulations to someone, I think it was either in the comment section of a previous part or in the discussions for the weekly vote, but somebody basically guessed exactly where this was going. You guessed where the winds were blowing, so congratulations, you guessed correctly. It is worth pointing out though, the votes for the Brotherhood Reliance are not to blame here. It was 3 or more for the season to make this ending be the one we go for, and we got 1 Brotherhood Reliance from me failing a mission. So really it's my fault. I feel like at least one of the 2 missions where Brotherhood helped out, it was needed. The one against the Mechanist, it was definitely needed. But we need to drive them off. This is an all or nothing play. So we'll go over some specifics for the mission in a moment, but first we have to discuss what equipment our settlers have managed to grab. Unfortunately, and somewhat mysteriously, our power armor is all broken. So we can't have any power armor this time. It's weird how that worked out. Almost as if someone sabotaged it. So instead, the Sole Survivor is equipped with the Incendiary Assault Rifle. The Settler, at the back there, she is equipped with the Laser Rifle and Sturdy Metal Armor. The Scavenger, over there in the end, is equipped with a Hunting Rifle. And that's it, as far as other additional gear. No power armor or anything like that. So, we'll get deployed, and they're deploying in New Hope. This is going to be a very bloody, fierce battle. No turn limit, it goes until one side is dead. So we are set up and good to go, although I didn't cover the current state of Recon Squad SHIELD, who are the ones who are trying to force us out. They only lost 1 person and it was right at the top of the season, so they're 1 knight without power armor down, which means they have 2 knights without power armor, everyone's got laser rifles, 3 with T60 power armor, and they have the sturdy roll, so they start with 1 super armor extra as well. That's just a roll the knights have. I'm missing an icon on the one up there, but still. So, talks failed between the Sole Survivor and Knight Goddard right down here. We have John over there who's watching, we have the Settler who's kind of sneakily over here, and then up top we have Pennyworth, the Free Tech, and the Scavenger kind of bearing down. So it's just a slugfest, there's no items to get, it is just kill or be killed. However, at the end of this turn, the skill die will be rolled. If it is a 2 or a crit, a good thing happens. If it is a crit fail or a fail plus a quick action, nothing happens. We try again at the end of the next turn. If it's anything in between, a semi-good thing happens. that's how we're going to do it, based on how the season has gone. So I don't think there's anything else left to say. The Brotherhood will be getting first activation. Get ready for a lot of laser rifle shots. Let's see how this goes. So the Knight, watching Goddard from back at the power armor loaders activated, moved up and is shooting his laser rifle into the sole survivor because it's the closest threat after the move to semi get into cover. Laser rifle short range, blue plus black on 6s. Thank goodness he missed. For 2 extra damage, plus it would have set him on fire and or broken an armor piece. Just broken an armor piece. Thank goodness that missed. So for my first activation, I activated Pennyworth because I want him to tank some hits, basically. So I need him to be the closest possible threat. I did forget to mention, though, I'll cover potential information regarding Season 3 at the end of the video. I don't want to clog up the front of the video, so if that's what you're interested in, it'll be after all this is done, especially once we see how it actually turns out. So Pennyworth moved up. He's going to use his flamethrower on the Knight here, not the one in power armor, trying to crack the weak shell on a 6. And he crit failed with a quick action. He'll do a prepare then, because he can prepare, can't he? Can robots prepare? They absolutely can, yeah, so he will. The Knight in the middle courtyard here activated and moved up into cover next to the torch there, or the burning tires, and is also taking a shot at the sole survivor. Their chance isn't as good to hit. It's on 4s, not 6s. Same dice though. Oh, and he hit. I should never say these things before rolling dice. That's also 1 armor break, but the sole survivor is down to 2+1 on this against... Oh, I rolled out the box. Well, didn't block any of it, so super armor takes away that, and he takes 2 damage. Oh dear. Well, I'm going to go with the sole survivor now that he's hurt, and I'm going to shoot his incendiary assault rifle point blank into Knight Goddard right there, and then depending on how the first shot does, I'll decide what I'm doing with the second shot, or second activation. He's either going to run to cover or fire again. So this is on 5s. That's a 10. Well, let's go all in. Let's attack again. What's the chances? Oh, there we go. That's more like it. So that's a crit. Does that do anything? The bottle cap note would need to be a star. That's 3 damage though against his... Well, he's 3+2 currently. So he only blocked the +2 from the super armor, so he actually still took 1 damage, which is very nice. The Knight up on the scaffolding up there activated, and he's going to take 2 shots with his laser rifle right into Pennyworth. This is where I need him to be tanky on 6s. Is a hit for 1 extra damage. It ignores 1 of his armor. I should never talk before rolling dice. So he's down to 2 armor. Please block something. He blocked 1, he blocked the extra damage. He took 2 from that first shot. He will retaliate as well, but we'll do that in a second. And that's a hit. The double bottle cap set him on fire. Can Pennyworth be set on fire? He actually can, which is quite surprising. So he's on fire, and 3 against 2. He blocks 1, takes another 1. Not good. He took what, 3 damage in total there, plus on fire, huh? Oh, we'll quickly do his retaliation though, because it's just skill die plus a yellow. And actually, maybe he can't. Is he within red? Yeah, he is. It might be better served waiting on and doing it to the one without power armor, but whatever, he might be dead by then. He did not hit once you apply the minus. I'm going to go with the scavenger next, and he's deliberately going to fire at the Knight in power armor who just activated because he's out of short range, and that means he's rolling 2 greens on that hunting rifle I gave him, which helps his subpar chance to hit. Well, hopefully will help it by bringing it down a little bit, because he's on 3s, plus he's in the open, whereas the Knight without power armor is in cover. So on 3s, that would be a big fat nope. Let's try again. And that's a crit fail. Okay, I see. Well, Knight Goddard is feeling very confident, so he's just going to laser rifle the sole survivor in the face twice, point blank range on 6s. A reminder, this is Knight Goddard, not Aspirin Goddard, so his card is better, and good grief. So that is 1 armor break and 4 damage. So that's 2 armor. So he blocks 1, so that comes down to 1 bonus 1. So he takes 3, and that's him at 5 of his 7 health done. Let me see here. If he takes 3, we can just flip that over to a 5. And that was 1 shot. Robin, unfortunately, gets another shot. And he hits for setting him on fire for 1. Oh, I forgot Pennyworth was on fire as well. Well, now so is the sole survivor if he lives. He does not. He's down. That was quick. Well, with furious anger, John is pulling out his 44 and shooting it into Goddard, trying to crack that power armor on 6s. It hits for double armor break. Okay, so that's his power armor down to 1+1. And he blocks it all. Second shot. That is a hit. I don't think there's any other special stuff on the 44. There is not, so it's 3+1. He blocks 2, he blocked it all. Last activation for the Brotherhood in the first turn is the Knight without power armor up there, and he is obviously going to shoot into Pennyworth and potentially take the poor robot out. Let's see. Well, not on a 10 you're not, so that's handy. Although he is on fire. Let's see what the other roll is. That's a crit fail. It's about time they got some bad rolls. So it's just my activations left. I've got the free tech and the settler. I'm going to go with the settler first. She's got a laser rifle as well, so we know what we're rolling for that. Into Goddard. And it's on 6s, not 5s for her, right? Keep forgetting. Where's her card? There it is. On 6s, yep. Well, not on that she's not. I need you to roll better than that. That's it. Okay, well, that's a hit. Ignores 1 armor and does 1 extra damage. So that's 2+1 because they've got the same energy defense. So unfortunately they blocked all 3 damage. Come on. Well, never have I needed the free tech to pull one out more than now. He needs to land a hit with that combat shotgun into the Knight without power armor. Let's see what happens. A 7 is not good enough and he misses. That was rough. So before we go to drawing the event card for the end of turn 1 going into turn 2, we have to roll a skill die and based on the results see what happens. If it's a crit fail, it'll roll over to the next end of turn. Let's roll it and see and then make our decisions going forwards from that. Does the cog count as a 2? I don't remember. There is a 2. Does the cog count as a 1 as well? I'm going to have to look into the rulebook now because I actually don't know. It might be a 3. Hang on, I'll be right back. So there is a 3 on the dice as well. I want to count it as a crit result. I think it does count as a 1 as well. And that way it's going to be so much cooler. Because that means we can get to do what was planned if there's a crit. If it was a fail, it rolls over to the next round. If it's in the middle, i.e. not a crit, not a 1, not a 2, or maybe a 3, either way. It was just going to be that we get some help. But because we got a crit, there is a angry yell from up on the upper floor windows there. And coming smashing through is Grognak. Very, very angry. He lands here. And because we got the crit result, he doesn't just appear. He gets to have a turn. So he is rolling his axe against that knight. Technically counts as a charge, so we'll throw in a green. It's on less than that, or more than that, sorry. So he made it. He has 1 extra black die thrown in because he's got strength 7+. Didn't make a difference. That's still 4 damage in total against the knight's armor of 2. He blocks none of it. Did he actually just get killed? Yeah, they have 4 health. Well then, that's called evening the odds. You know, in all the excitement there, I totally forgot Dogmeat didn't do anything. He is going to charge into Goddard and dog bite him, taking a black die for his charge bonus. Let's see if it would have mattered. I mean, it's not going to change anything that's happened. Just curious. 8 doesn't come down by anything. It would have been a fantastic hit as well, so no, doesn't change anything. So after that explosive end to turn 1, let's see what event is taking us into turn 2. It's Diamond City Radio. Travis doesn't know what's going on over here. It's too important to be listening to him. Well, turn 2 is getting started with the knight here without power armor. He's going to try and finish off Pennyworth before Pennyworth can get a turn. Because the fire will put him at 4, so he's got 2 health left. Let's see if it lands. And that is definitely a hit. Sets him on fire again. 3 armor versus... Actually, does he have 3 energy armor? No, he only has 2 energy armor. So I've been doing that wrong, which also means he's blocked none and died. Well, that puts him at 5. Which means when he activates, he'll take 1 damage and die. Yep, so we'll just remove him now, because he can't activate. There's no way to remove the fire without him activating. So Pennyworth is down, unfortunately, and he has another shot. So he'll just do that into the free tech. That's a hit again for 3 damage versus 2 armor. Let's see, yes, because they have +1 when they're free tech. Didn't block any, took 3. So I know I should go with the free tech up there in the building before he inevitably gets shot by the power armor knight up there, but I saw an opportunity down here if I went with Grognak. His massive charge distance of green means I can tie up this power armor, force him to use that laser rifle in close combat or use improvised weapon. I'm going with the axe again, and I'm going to take a black die as my charge bonus, plus he's strength 7 plus, he's strength 9. So he's actually rolling 5 black dice. On top of this, I only have 3, so we're going to have to improvise ourselves on the assumption it hits, which it absolutely does with a crit. So that's charged a crit as well, because it's successfully landed, plus it is a crit result. We need 2 more black dice on top of this, though, so let's see. So it's 2 armor break. And nothing. Good. So we can turn that back to 2. So that puts him at 1 plus 2 power, super armor. So he blocks 3 damage. So he actually blocks it all. But he has a crit stored for next time. Well, who didn't see that coming? It's the power armor knight up there firing. Killing the free tech probably. Let's see. Well, not on a crit fail he's not. There's a chance. Second shot. That is a miss? Yeah, they need 6s. Okay, that was a miss, comes down to a 7. Yeah, okay, that was very, very lucky. Well, I'm going to go with the free tech, and he is going to use that combat shotgun in the knight's face, and he's going to die. I have faith. I have faith that you will not screw this up, and you'll get a crit, or close to a crit. A 4 is close, but not close enough that you hit a hit, because your chance to hit is appalling. Let's try again. A 7 is even worse. Never mind. The knight that Grognak engaged is activating now. I'm not sure what is better, like firing the laser rifle in close combat with the negative, or doing improvised weapon, which is just a green die, but he is strength 7 plus with his power armor, so he would get an extra black die. Not really sure, so this turn we're going to do laser rifles. That's one of those situations I genuinely don't know which is the better option, because his chance to hit is in close combat is 5, and his chance to hit is down to 4. Because of a negative for trying to shoot in close combat. But that would have missed either way, so that's probably a good thing. This way you could potentially... No, never mind. I was going to say you could potentially set Grognak on fire, but not if you're doing crit fails. It's about time they started rolling more of them. I'm going to go with the Scavenger. I'm going to have him shoot at the knight without power armor this turn, which does mean he has cover, which basically means that he needs a crit to land, because he's on a 3. Yeah, he needs a crit. Well, that's the exact opposite, so it would have been a miss regardless of who I was shooting at there. Oh, 2 in a row. Perfect. So Knight Goddard, last to go for the Brotherhood in turn 2. Going to try the improvised weapon for him. So green die, but black because the power armor puts him above strength 7. It puts him at strength 5, 6, 7, 8. And he's hitting on 6s. We'll see if that ends up being better. Well, obviously if you roll something like that, of course it is. Well, Dogmeat is 2 armor. Doesn't block any of it, and it takes, I can't remember if improvised weapon is base damage 1 or 2, I'll need to check. So it's either he's taken 4 or he's taken 3. So I'll put 3 on for now, and I'll change it if need be. He gets another hit though, so it might not matter. A 5, it comes down, so that's just, well, whatever the flat damage is of improvised weapon and blocked 1. So that's either 1 more damage or 0, I will double check. Improvised weapon is base 1 damage, so it is as you see it. I did forget to take into account he still had unused super armor, I believe, because he hadn't been hit yet, so we're going to take away 1 damage and say he just has 2 from that first hit. Anyway, I'm going to go with Dogmeat because it's just my activation, so it doesn't really matter what order I go, and he's hitting Goddard on 6s. That is a hit. Does the nuke or the bottle cap do anything? The nuke breaks his arm. That's pretty significant actually, because that's -2 to his skill checks, so that's very good. But he's against 3 plus 1 armor, fully block the damage, and then the other bite is also a hit for 1 extra damage and nothing else. So that's 3 damage versus 3 plus 1. He fully blocks it. I need that cold-blooded killer John to surface that was killing all the civilians by accident last time. He moved up. I'm going to have him shoot at the knight without power armor there. He can see him. I'm not sure if he would have cover or not, but let's see if it matters. Not with that it won't, so that's 2 damage versus 2 armor. Doesn't block any of it and takes 2. And then yeah, even if that was given cover, he still would not have. So that's 2 damage, but that's all he can do. Finally, I'm going to have the Settler shoot double black range with our laser rifle all the way up here. I want to try and chip that super armor off of him as well, so they're just down to 3 plus 1. Saying that like it's easy. Well, let's see. Well, that is a hit for 1 extra damage, and ignores 1 armor as well with the bottle cap. Does the star do anything on the laser rifle? It does not. So he's down to 2 plus 2. So he blocks 3, takes nothing, but that's his armor gone. Let's just remove it so I don't forget. That's all the additional super armor gone. Now we just need to crack the shell with the other shot. 7, not good enough. I didn't realise how apropos calling this no hope would be. My team just cannot land a hit. Let's see what matters. It's a rad storm. Excellent. Okay, at the end of every round, whilst in play, 2 random models are hit by lightning. That's, oh yeah, this is the card that's written weird because it's not lightning, it's a rad storm. You know, let's just do a different one. Gust of wind. Scatter is increased, that's not going to matter. Sure. Well, turn 3 is getting started with the knight engaged with Grognak. I'm going to try the improvised weapon with him again because it seemed to work out well for Goddard. So this is on 5s. He did hit, so that's just 1 damage though. 1 damage versus Grognak's boosted in close combat 3 armor. He fully blocks it. And then the next smack, that is a hit, this time for 2 damage. And Grognak fully blocks it. See that? So of course I'm going to go with Grognak, see the results of that crit. We don't roll the skill die, it just succeeds. And I'm throwing everything in together. So it's 2 base damage, we've rolled 2 yellows. He gets 1 more black die on top of this. But it's already pretty good, so I'll just roll this. Keep in mind it was already 1. So I can change that to an armor break, because that was what the result was. So that is 5 damage with 2 armor break. So he is down to 1 plus 1. Nope, so he only blocks a 1, and he takes 4, so his power armor is shattered. So that is a good start, because that means he doesn't have super armor anymore. And he is more fragile. He's got 5 health left, I think. Yeah. Oh wait, but Grognak has another attack. That was his first attack, that was his crit. Okay. That is a hit, he gets 1 more on top of this, which is just as well. So that's just 2 damage though, against... I need to flip the thing. Against 3 armor. He blocks 2, so he blocked it all. Knight Goddard, going to use improvised weapons against Dogmeat again. 7 down to 6 is not good enough, needs to be a 5. Second hit. It's a fail with a quick action. They could do a prepare and hit back, so let's just assign that right there. So I'm going to activate John and see if he can finish off that knight without power armor up there before they get a chance to activate. Not on a crit fail, he's not. Second shot might be able to though. Okay, that could be enough. 2 defense. He blocks 2, takes 1, lived on 1. The knight in power armor is activating, but he's probably going to kill the free tech because I don't think he's going to get lucky 2 turns in a row. I say as he crit fails, so that'd be a prepare there as well. Actually, Goddard couldn't have shot John because he's in combat. That's a big hit. Did the double stars do anything? No. So it's 3 damage versus his... I don't think he can save himself actually. He blocked 2. He has 2 armor, but he still takes 1. So that means he's dead. Yep, unfortunately. Goodbye, free tech. Grasping at straws here. I'm going to go with the scavenger. Shoot the knight before they activate ideally. Try and kill him. That's short range with the hunting rifle he's got there. That is a hit. 1 armor break. He doesn't block any anyway. The cover would have given him +1. That's 2 damage. He got him. Finally. All we have left is 3 exceptionally tough power armor targets, one of which is uninjured at all. He has another shot, so he might as well shoot at the one across the way. Okay, 2 damage versus 3 plus 1. Fully blocked it. Well, before we do Dogmeat, 2 long range shots from the settler up on that power armor knight up there, who is going to move from his position next turn just to make it more fair to come after people. That is a hit with... You know, I forgot to apply the -2 to Goddard, didn't I? Oh well. With, let me see, I'm seeing if that's doing anything different. With the laser rifle, yes, it's armor break, so it's 2 plus 1. 1 plus 1, he fully blocks it. And then the other hit does hit, breaks 2 armor, so just the +1 actually, right? Hang on. No, comes down to a 1 plus 1, although he did actually take 1 damage, finally. Alright, Dogmeat ending off the turn. 2 dog bites, he would get countered after the first. And I'm trying to remember the negative this turn, so that's 1 armor break, so that's 2 plus 1. Only the +1, so 1 damage gets through, so we'll replace that 1 on Goddard with a 2. At this point he would hit back, but we'll do the other attack first with Dogmeat just because the dice are here. It's a big miss anyway. And then it's basically only on a crit. Oh, he got a crit with 2 armor break, which breaks all his armor, so Dogmeat takes 1. Things are looking dicey as we go into turn 4. A lightning storm, no. There's more important tumbleweed, sure. We'll just ignore that. I don't know why I did events. There's too much going on. We're at the brink of losing the settlement. Turn 4 is once again getting started with the knight in power armor engaged, or broken power armor. Engaged with Grognak, just going to do his attacks, that's still a success even with his broken arm. So that is 3 damage versus 3 armor. Blocks 2 and takes a single point. Oh no, I think I've run out of single points of damage. Oh no, there we go. At least that I had handy. There we are. And then the second attack is also a hit, believe it or not, for 2 damage. And Grognak blocks 1 of it and takes another 1. So that means I can remove that and take it there with a 2 instead. So of course Grognak's going to swing back. Why wouldn't he? 1 more black die on top of this. That's pretty good so far. So that's 2 armor break and 3. I knocked that. And 3 damage. Now with his broken power armor, that means he's down to 1 armor, which he does not block. So he takes 3, and that means we can just swap one of those with a 5, and then hopefully kill it. Not with a crit fail, we're not. The knight up here is shooting down at John because John is in the open as opposed to the scavenger. That is a hit against John's armor of 2. He blocks 1 and takes 1. That is his first bit of damage. And then the second shot on him, that is 6. It is just a hit. Blocks 1, takes 1. Okay, apparently that is what he's doing today, so we'll just remove that, put a 2 there instead. It's a bit awkward, but there is a 2 there. And that's his turn. So I'm going to go with John, and he is going to charge and help out Grognak down here. Green die for charge bonus, actually green die for outnumber bonus, was forgetting that. And that is definitely a hit once you take that away. Breaks 2 of his armor, he's got 1 left. He does block 1, takes 1, and I think he's still alive on 1 health. Hang on a second. So yeah, he is still alive on 1 HP. Goddard hitting on a very low chance to hit thanks to that broken arm, but a crit will still do it. That's 2 damage versus 2 armor. Fully blocked it, there's a good dog. And then another hit. That is not good enough, which is just as well. Well, we're ending the turn the same way. The settler's shooting up at the knight, and then we'll go with the scavenger real quick afterwards. 7 is not good enough. And a 4 is, but I don't think he can literally fail his defense roll because there's no negative. Because it's 3 plus 1. So, well, he could have rolled a 4 actually, but no, he fully blocked the damage. So then that just leaves the scavenger shooting at long range, so that's double green, which improves his chance to hit. Not on a crit fail, it doesn't, of course. And that is a hit, okay. For 3 damage versus 3 plus 1, he fully blocked it. Almost forgot about Dogmeat actually getting his attacks after he was doing those really good defense rolls. So that is a hit. Cancels prepares, doesn't do anything. Blocks a total of 2 and takes nothing. Don't have enough that does extra damage. There's a bit of extra damage, but it's a miss, so never mind. Oh boy, is this rough. I needed them to bring their A game, and they just haven't. Why am I still rolling these? Vertibirds overhead, that'll be the Brotherhood watching and laughing as we slowly die. So it is solely because of Grognak that we're even in this at all, but he's technically an independent party. So our numbers are even, which means we're taking priority this turn. But I'm going to go with Grognak, and he's going to use his sword. He has a crit built up on his axe, but it's a waste with like 1 health left on his target. So he's going to use his sword, because that also gives him a quick action move. So as long as he can land the hit, then we can go after Goddard afterwards. So that would definitely be a landed hit. Breaks 1 armor. So 2 armor left, that would be a 3. So he blocks none, takes 2. And that is finally one of the knights who suddenly learned how to shoot falling. Oh, he had a broken leg instantly, not broken arm. But he gets quick action move and charge. So he's charging into Goddard, and he is immediately unleashing his sword crit. Axe crit. I'll need to look at the dice for that though. So there's a bit of a weird rules interaction here because he got the charge off the sword and he's changing weapon now to unleash the crit. Presumably you still get the charge bonus, but because it's a crit you don't roll the skill die, so it just succeeds. So he should really take a black die. So we're rolling this, but he gets 2 other black dice, 1 for the charge bonus, 1 for his strength. So that's pretty good. That's almost as good as you could possibly have. That's 2 armor break plus 4 extra damage, but I have to roll 2 more of these. So that's 5 damage in total, 5 extra damage plus the 2 base. So that's 7 damage with 2 armor break, which puts him down at a 1 plus 1. He only blocked 1, he just took 6 damage, so that's his power armor broken, and he has 1 health left. Take that, Goddard. Well, we're staying down there. Goddard's activating, and I guess he'll keep on going after the dog because the dog hasn't activated and is weaker. That, with his injury, is still a hit, actually. Is it? No, it's 5s. No, sorry. That is 1 damage versus 2 armor. Dogmeat blocked it. I'm not sure I'm activating Dogmeat next, so back in a second. I'm going to go with the Scavenger, have him shoot across at the Knight. The Knight will move this turn. I know I said it would last turn and he didn't. That's a hit. 2 damage versus 3 plus 1. He has to roll a 4 to make it work, and it did. Okay. He took a damage point and is up to 2 in total, so we can take this one away. And then Robin gets another shot. Wow, okay. So that's 3 damage versus 2 plus 1. Unfortunately, he fully blocked at that time. He's been rolling hot. So that Power Armoured Knight just walked off the scaffolding. You don't take fall damage with Power Armour, and is shooting short range laser rifle into John's back. And that is a hit. Sets him on fire. 3 damage. Oh, please tell me he has 3 armour. He does not. He just took 3 damage. He's got 7 health though, so he is tanky enough that he's not insta-dead. He took 3, so we can just flip that to 5. Unfortunately, that does mean his time is limited because he's on fire now. And that means he's going to be 1 health, 1 away from damage, 1 away from damage, 1 away from death when he activates. Let's just see, because I'll activate him now. Let's see if his fire goes out on an X. Nope, so he's dead next turn. Guaranteed dead next turn because the fire did not go out. He's up to 6 damage. He is going to shoot his 44 at this Knight to try and get some vengeance. Let's get this dice out of there. There we go. On 6s. A hit for 1 break. 2 plus 1. Please roll a 4. Nope. That blocks it all. And then the other one. That is a hit for double armor break. That's 1 plus 1. Nope. So he takes 1 damage. Well, I'm down to Dogmeat and the Settler. Let's go with Dogmeat. Green extra die for outnumbering. That is not good enough. That's a 7. 7 needed a 6. That comes down enough. Okay, so 2 damage versus his power armor is broken. So it's 3 armor, blocks 1, takes 1. Is he dead? 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. Yeah, he is, because they have 9 health when they have power armor. Goodbye, Goddard. You are out of there. The second of the 3 knights have fallen. That means we can just go straight to the Settler's shot. Is he in close range now? He is not. Well, you know what? Because the dog's barking, I'll be back in a second. Alright, sorry about that. She might still waff a little bit. She's grumpy. Long range shot, not short range. So that is yellow plus blue on 6s. Well, that's a crit fail. Really needed that armor break too. And that's a crit fail with a quick action. Well, she'll carry over a prepare, I guess. We just have to take out that last knight in the next turn. You know, the only event I'll accept at this point is the Unseen Stranger or whatever it's called. Helios 1? Nope. Well, things are certainly looking better now as we enter what is probably the final turn, but the knight goes first, shooting Grognak because John's already dead, basically. And that is a hit. Yep. Against 2 armor. Blocks 1, takes 1. So Grognak's up to 3 damage there, and then the other shot. That's a 7, so thankfully a miss. And that's his turn. So it's just over to my team. John activates, dies. So he's gone. And then I guess I'll have to think about how to optimally do this. Get shots in first and then do melee last, I guess. Rather than risk hitting my own team. Probably that. So I went with the Scavenger first. He had to move out to see the knight. So he's only getting a single shot. 2 yellow, though, with his... he got a... Wow! That is 3... He's only got 1 super armor then, so there's no point rolling. But he takes only 1 damage, but that's okay. Because that means his power armor is shattered, so he's lost his super armor forever. Now he just has 3 physical, and that's deal withable. So technically I forgot the Settler had to prepare from the previous turn, so when he was shooting Grognak she should have reacted, so she's actually going to fire 3 times. The first one is only on 4s though. Oh, okay. 1 armor break, so 2 damage versus 2 armor. Does not block any of it and takes 2, so that is him up to... Well, we need another 2 really. Do I have that? I didn't. Oh, I do. There we are. Well, I guess I could have turned 1 to a 5 and taken either way. So that was her prepare shot, and then this is her actual turn. Missed. And a hit with broken armor, so 2 versus 2. Doesn't block any of it. What does that put him at? 2, 4, 6, 8. He's got 1 health left. We're going to do it. I kind of want Dogmeat to do it to prove that we didn't rely solely on Grognak. Let's just roll for it now. He's charging in. Doesn't really matter for his damage because, as I say, one of them will surely do it. Famous last words. So, dog bite. Yellow, green, blue. Let's take a black die for the charge bonus. 7 comes down by nothing. So he missed, so never mind, we needed Grognak. Let's charge Grognak in. What should he hit with? We just need to do 1 damage, so I guess the sword. So that would be green, yellow, yellow. Plus a green for an outnumber, so we'll take a black die on top of that. Well, he hits, so there would be another green on top of this, so we don't need this one. I think that's enough as is. I'm sure I'm forgetting a die. Didn't we need 2 yellows? No. So, he blocked 1, took enough. He has fallen. And we are telling the Brotherhood by the skin of our teeth, and because Grognak was here, we did it. And so the Brotherhood are forced to pack up their belongings, take their weird robot that so many people are after, and they're sent packing. They're told to get out, and they have no choice. They get back in their broken power armor, they take their belongings, and they leave on the long road to wherever it is they're going, with their robot in tow, leaving New Hope to pick up the pieces and start to reevaluate their situation, because they've now got no backup, because the Brotherhood were the only people who had their backs at all at the end of the first season, and now they're on their own again. So there's definitely a need for some upgrades and some time to think about what they want to do in the Wasteland. And on that note, that is going to conclude Season 2. There's already ideas percolating for Season 3. If you want to see more, let me know in this part, and if you want to support what we do with these seasons of the Settlement Mode, please do consider becoming a channel member, or pressing the thanks button, or checking out the Patreon, just to throw a bit of support. It's all reinvested in the channel, and it will help me expand the range of miniatures I can use in a potential Season 3. But between now and Season 3, I did mention there was some stuff to cover. There'll be a Halloween episode of some type. It may or may not be canon. You'll just have to check it out to see. So that'll kind of be like a in-between season special, let's say. Not doing a Christmas special, we'll do Halloween. And prior to Season 3 starting, there will definitely be a short video discussing some permanent upgrades to the settlers. I've got some ideas. Not like drastic, they're not all going to become Grognaks, let's put it that way, but just some subtle, small changes just to raise the base power level of the settlement a little bit. That's not even just because of what happened here today. I've been thinking about this for a while. Settlers don't have great stats, it's very hard to work with. We can definitely raise them a little bit, and that'll also free up some space so we can start getting new gear instead of having the same 3 guns as our special weapons and whatnot. So I think that will be to the benefit of a new season if I do something like that. Nothing major, as I say. Don't think I'm making everyone super soldiers or anything. It'll be really subtle, just small changes, just raising the bottom line a little bit rather than the top. So that's something to consider going forward as well. I think that about covers it. Anything else I forget, I'll put in afterwards. Hang around to the end though, because you never know what will happen.